Hello and welcome to the Herd Summer Racing League. Tonight's broadcast we have 2 laps of Tempus Fugit. So this will be very fast, just around the flat twice. And the D's are just about to take off here.
So rolling out now.
We are rolling out now. So for tonight, we're going to follow Ed Whedon, who looks great in his herd racing kit. Looks like also in the field tonight is Paul Luttman, who we've previously followed. Just looking if I recognize any of the other names. I think I recognize Lund from previous races.
And McGinnis.
Yes. So
I'm pretty sure he had been racing up in the seas up until fairly recently.
Oh, maybe right up until this latest change in limit for category enforcement. As we just discussed on when we taped the Pinktron.
So this course, we've only got a couple of kilometers of lead-in until our first sprint, which I think it is right around 2.5K.
I think it's 1.8.
Okay, there you go.
For the sprint start and 2.4 at the finish. So
there you go. So something around 2.5K.
Yeah, you meant the finish, right?
Something in there.
Okay, so I think we're probably going to end up having the C's start right around the same time as the D's are going through the sprint, or just after. So we might.
Yeah, let's just watch the sprint and then pull them up.
That's kind of the plan. And
oh, Lauren shamelessly plugging the podcast.
Excellent. Thanks, Lauren.
All right, looks like Ed's in a pretty good position here.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, still. They've got this left turn, and then the start of the segment's right after the right turn. So, I mean, he is going to want to be towards the back, if not right at the back. I like to be right at the back, if a little bit off of it. But
looking at the numbers, there's a good chance he may be the second best sprinter in this group.
Well, he's started at the front, so not the best place to start, but he is ramping things up a little bit. Everybody does know the lead-in does count, right?
You'll see. Man, this is.
Oh, there goes Paul.
Positively civil.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There goes Lund after Paul. McGinnis, Law.
Here goes it.
There, finally. Seems a little late, but okay. I think Paul probably got that one. Would be my guess. It'll take me just a second here. Yeah, looks like Paul was fastest and Ed was number 5.
We still have about 30 seconds until the C's start.
Yep, 30 seconds to start. Let me just get that running here. Oh.
Let's see. In the C's, how many of the names do I recognize?
So I think Nate's in here for
Obviously,
sure.
Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Phipps is
Oh, yeah.
signed up.
Big draft.
Uh, Jamie Jamie Bramwell was signed up. I'm not sure if she made the pen.
I haven't seen her. G. Flynn. I don't know if I know what
Greg
that.
Flynn. Yeah, signed up on Zwift Power with the herd.
Oh, so I've got Richard right now. Looks like Terry Leduc is in here.
Yeah.
Dan Andrews from Snow. Lots of guys you recognize. There's Nate.
Hobble.
Ooh, I was thinking we might watch Nate. I think this is very much a Nate kind of race course.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see where Nate's sprint is at.
Yeah, I was thinking as much on the on that reverse segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Nate's in shape, he definitely has the capability to go a little long on this course. Okay. Yeah, Alan Bray's chiming in. It's a pure Watts course. So not quite, but yeah, it favors the sprinters but also the ability to drop off when it matters and get back on. Looks like
Nate's already.
he's already tail gunning. Yeah, contest at the back here to see who can get as far the furthest off.
That's always a fun contest.
It's kind of like playing chicken.
You have to trust that you have enough snap to get back to the back wheel of the group
Yep.
if someone opens up a gap.
Yeah, I have gotten myself in trouble before. I've also gotten some really good times playing this game. So looks like only one or two guys behind Nate at the beginning, and he's going the full distance, which is the way I like to play this as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you've started at the back, it doesn't matter if people come around you if you're giving them a lead out. As long as you get in their draft like he is now,
Yep.
you're still doing well for the time.
Well, and you're going to be out with the fastest guys, getting the fastest time you can, and the biggest
Yep.
gap to anybody else. So, no, looks like Nate was number 3, Dan Andrews number 1, A.R. Boom. That's a great name. In at number 2. Richard Phipps in 6, Terry Leduc in 7, and Greg Flynn, who we mentioned earlier, in number 10. So, yeah, good showing by the herd riders here. Okay, and we are just a few seconds from our next, or the bees kicking off here. Yeah, and you do have to be careful here that you don't lose the front group and let too many guys by. I think sticking in this group is probably the best bet for Nate. You also don't want to fight in a group that's doomed to get caught up.
Bees are just rolling out now.
Yep, there go the bees. Oh, and
Looks like we've got Alan Bray in there for the herd.
yeah, I'm just gonna take a little look and see if there's anybody else there. I haven't seen anybody, I don't think.
Recognize a lot of names, but
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
Paul Shuckrow used to race for herd. Looks like he's over with the Rhinos now.
yeah, he kind of goes back and forth sometimes. This is a pretty big group, and they're already stringing guys off the back. That was a quick start for these guys.
They're still sitting at 4 watts a kilo.
Yeah. So I guess looks like some guys are looking to maybe thin the group right away. Don't know how many guys they lost, but it was definitely
At
a
least
couple.
3 or 4 off the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like Nate might be in a little bit of trouble here. No, I think he's okay. He's
Sitting in my preferred position
me
off
too.
the back.
Me too. He'd gotten just a little bit far for my comfort there a couple seconds ago. But yeah, no, there's definitely a sweet spot back there where you can really minimize your power output for sure. The D's in their much smaller group are moving along as well. I mean this format really does tend to lead to pretty relaxed riding in between the segments, so we will kind of expect to see that here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether the C's catch the D's before the second sprint. I would guess they catch them on that return.
I think so.
Looks like it's already down to about 4 minutes. All right, Alan leading the group into the sprint.
Yeah, here we go. He's not really sprinting yet. Guys are coming.
Haircut, wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Nanalo over 21 watts a kilo.
Yeah, and I've seen him do that before. He does that regularly.
I feel like the last few weeks we've been seeing 15, 17.
Yeah.
Not often
I don't know if I've seen 21, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does Alan have an issue? He's been sitting at 0 for a bit. Did he drop a chain or something, maybe?
Bad news.
Real bad news. If it's a chain or something mechanically he can fix quick, he might be able to get back on, but it's not looking good now. Oh. Oh. So yeah, whether that's a disconnection or what, yeah, probably Alan's day done.
Trainer explosion.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess who do we have here?
If we're looking for people in the B's, I'd say either Paul Shuckrow or we just watch Nalo and see how high those numbers go.
So I was thinking about watching Ali. I've raced against him lots from dirt, and yeah, he's a solid rider, and yeah, Alan says he blew the chain.
Woof.
So that's
really
too
bad
bad.
luck.
Yeah, that's real bad luck. So it looks like the C's aren't going to catch the D's before the return segment. I don't think they're still 2 kilometers behind as the D's roll into Zegas here. Oh, and there is... Okay, so in the A's, we do have Stuart Lynn of the herd. A few faces I know, or names I know, I guess, in the group. See how that goes. Mike Fish, one of them, who I've definitely raced many times.
I think Nate is playing a game of how much of this race can I spend below 2 watts a kilo.
I really enjoy that game myself. That is
I know he wasn't feeling great. He was sick over the last couple weeks, so
yeah.
This is probably the smartest move, is just try and minimize power, minimize your heart rate.
Yeah. Actually, let me... Oh, no. I was just checking... Yeah. There's a chat I'm in with Nate, but he didn't post anything there today. He often does. So it looks like there's one rider off the front of the D group. Ed and Paul are both in the main D group, and it looks like McGinnis from ATP is off the back here. So definitely, if I were Ed and Paul, I would be pushing it after crossing the start line to the segment coming up here, and go from there. And the A's are approaching the first sprint. So Stewart is very close. Yeah, Stewart did cross the line in last, and
moving his way forward.
Moving forward, staying in the draft. This guy's moving up, which is very much the way to go. I wouldn't be trying to come around guys like Mike Fish yet.
I think he's probably going to get third.
Third or fourth, I think, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, Magnum, great sprinter. Fish is a terrific sprinter. Yeah, to come third is, yeah, that's great. Well done by Stewart. And, yeah, so the D's are into the long effort here. A couple guys have already used their power-ups, which I would definitely be waiting to use that at the finish line of this segment.
Depends. I mean, if you are pulling the tricky move of trying to start off the back, it can be useful to use your power up to
get back on,
jump back to the group.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what was going on.
No, yeah. Well, I think Paul did kind of go here, so I think yeah, they're trying to drop some guys. They dropped one rider. So with that little acceleration at the beginning of this segment, it looks like Cahill. But yeah, it looks like it's the 5 of them have grouped back up again. So
Either Nate is really still feeling the illness or is being very cagey.
Well, so
He's
I think he's getting ready to. I think he's actually going to give the group a couple seconds here. I think he's going to give it a sprint. Yeah, guys are dropping back to him. Yeah, it's absolute. He can stay. He can stay in last here, and like, oh, that's
he's pushing up to him now, a little early.
yeah. I think he's getting a little nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. They're
3-4
3 seconds
seconds
off the
back. Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Okay, so the start line for the segment coming right up here around this turn. I think. Did I miss it?
No,
No.
it's a little further up.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is, right there.
So he's at 3 seconds at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got the numbers to get back there, it looks like.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's maybe.
Yeah, he's back
in the group. Yeah.
Although there is now a group ahead of the group.
Yeah. So this is actually what I would have liked to try is to try and punish the guys trying to tail gun like that. Looks like somebody tried it. Yeah.
Painful. It's going to just be a long string for a while here.
I think no. I don't think. I think they're gonna give it up. They don't have a gap.
There's one. Somebody does.
Oh yeah, there's one rider off the front, isn't there?
And there's still a gap to that second group ahead of Nate.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I probably would have closed that a little sharper if I were Nate to try to keep from dragging people back, but I mean, this group is so big, I can't see that rider staying off the front.
Especially only doing 3 watts a kilo.
Yeah. Okay, so the D's. Yeah.
Interesting. So I moved over to watch the B's,
yes.
and Daniel Manalo is 10 seconds off the back.
Yeah, it seemed, I don't know whether he had. I didn't see what happened there. I don't know whether he had a dropout or what, but
yeah, he is pushing hard to try and pull that back. This doesn't look like it's a plan. Strategic.
No. And I do see. So Ali is right at the front here. It looks like one of the other riders up here at the front of the group is dirt as well. This is definitely a spot where I would expect possible shenanigans, but no, Ali is going right to the back. Okay. Yeah, I would have smelled a rat if you. Oh, and Manello is back.
Yeah.
No, if Ali had stayed right at the front, I would have smelled a rat. He knows this format too well for that.
At least in this point of the roundabout, a lot more game playing in the C's than in the B's.
I don't know. They're It's stringing out pretty good. There's some C sling shooting 5, yeah. So I guess that's the other thing I'm looking for. Are there any C's back with the?
There are none yet.
No, none with the B's. Okay. So I did see a group that backed off from the C's. So that is definitely a possibility. Ali has dropped 3 seconds back from the main group here. He looks to be the only one that's dropped nearly that far.
Yeah. It doesn't take a full sprint to get back on from about 3 seconds.
No. So yeah, he's up around 7,800 watts, which is a pretty good go, but not a full sprint. Not for him. So yeah, right back into that group, and I think they are gonna start picking guys up from lower categories here real quick. So I don't know if that guy in the D's is going to be able to hang on. If he does, he's gonna have some kind of time.
Lauren in the chat has requested, if possible, to put the camera angle at the chase camera for all of them. You've got it there for the D's, but
yeah, I think I can probably do that. One of them doesn't like to change as much. Let me see. There we go. And I think Nate's back to that anyway. Oh no, he's flipping around. Okay, there we go. There we go. Request granted.
looks like maybe some shenanigans in the D's as they come up to the finish arch.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. Well, they'll sprint for it.
Yeah, it was strung out a bit ago. And they have gotten down to a group of 5, so that really does allow for some more interesting things to go on.
They've been a group of 5 basically the whole way. They had 6 at one point. They just dropped the one guy. So yeah, actually the C's aren't making up a whole lot of time on the D's.
It seems like once the group did get back together, everyone kind of shut it down and is just going to wait for the sprint at the end.
Yep.
When we raced this in Eastern 8, it was a lot more interesting having the B group come through the C's right as the segment was starting.
Yeah.
Because it really did kind of test the C's and see who, like, everyone had to stay on the gas pretty much the whole way through.
Yeah.
And the C's did actually stick with the B's through here. It was just everyone had to, I think there were people falling off all the way through.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see whether that ends up happening for second lap here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the A's, they're 3.5 kilometers back. But I guess
and probably doing just as many watts a kilo as the B's.
Pretty much, and are a smaller group.
Yeah.
The B's very well could catch the C's, but they're still over 2 kilometers back of them too. So
yeah, according to Zwift Power, that gap still is about 5 minutes from the C's to the B's.
Yep. That does not surprise me. Yeah, A to B, yeah. Is it showing? Yeah.
Maybe 4.5. Yeah. Ed sprinting to the line. Looks like he's going to get there second.
Yeah. Let's see what that means for times, though. He might have been behind that one rider.
Was Paul.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So Paul fastest, Ed second. So well done to them on that segment, and
It will be interesting to see. They should go back through before the C's get there, but maybe not. Might be the C's first. Oh, Nate's actually already going for it. So
yep.
Nate's off the front of that group.
Nate's off the front. He's just past. Well, so I don't think he was the first one to go.
No, he was chasing someone down, but
yeah. So yeah, he's got. Oh, there goes. Whoa!
Terry.
Look at that. Terry's flying. Dan Andrews. I mean, Nate's still pushing over 6 watts a kilogram.
600 watts. Yeah.
No, he's the guy's flying by. Oh, there goes Richard. Let's see how that works out, because
he was off the back, but so I think so was Terry.
Yeah, so was Terry. So it looks like I Can Eat Pizza. Then Dan Andrews, Boom, and Kane, Terry LeDuc, Nate in 6th, Richard Phipps in 7th. Yeah, it looks that was tough.
I gotta love the I'm only here so I can eat pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are. Yeah, that's.
These are about to start the sprint again.
Yep, and this is tough.
This was the biggest difficulty in the race, according to Chris Greenland.
Yep. Ed's at the front again. Paul Luttman successfully got the tail gun there. Not as big a thing in a group of 5 that are all together, but I'd definitely rather be at the back than off the front. But he's got 5 meters plus on everybody except Paul now. Using the arrow, or the feather, not the best power up, but if you got it, you use it.
Now here comes Paul.
Yeah, here comes Paul over the top. I think somebody else over the top. And, yeah.
Judging on how that went, I think people are tired.
I think people are tired, but I think Paul got that segment. So
the C's are just starting the sprint as well. Nate's 2 seconds off the main group.
Yeah, and he's got company back there.
He does, but he's
ramping it up slow. Oh, there goes Boom. You got Greg Flynn behind him. Ooh, you better go, Nate. There he goes. Well, he's up in the 400s anyway. I think he's desperately looking for some draft here.
This might be Nate blown.
Yeah, I think that's. I think he shouldn't have tried to close that guy so early. I don't think coming the other way. Holy cow. Speaking of going long, there goes Ali. He's got Manelo's off the front there. Ali's trying to chase him down. He is closing, but I don't think he's going to get there. Oh, Manello sat up before the line. Ali got him.
Yeah. Ali did was back 3 seconds.
He was back 3 seconds. No, that was an excellent job by Ali. Not giving up on that with Dan Manello off the front there. Now these three out front are definitely going to sit up and wait for the group, but there are a few guys kind of off the back of the group there. We'll see whether they get back on or not. I don't know if they're going to sit up quite as much. There's always some guys that you want to push through.
Those three better get back on it because that group came by with some speed. Yeah, yep. Nate is saying too hot, heart rate maxed out.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Oh, I think Nate dropped out. Yep. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna have to try and find another.
Maybe Richard Phipps.
Yeah, I have to find somebody here.
Old Big Draft.
Old Big Draft.
Let's see.
Okay, the trouble is on this, everything is all messed
who
up.
You're looking for?
Yeah, no,
bees are about to hit the sprint.
Yeah, here come the bees. Looks like Ali might be writing this one off a little bit. He's definitely not trying to tailgun as much as he had previously.
No.
He's going to give it a go. I don't think anybody really wants to be the first one to go here. Just
Lloyd
make it
Jones
hurt longer.
Is going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it hurts when sprint 1 Manalo hit 21, this time 12 and a half, 13.
Yep. I got to say Ali is great at always sprinting through the line. He doesn't just make sure he beats everybody, he goes to the line for the time, which is an important point of detail in this format. Because unless you're positive that you're the one that started last, finishing first in your group doesn't really mean much. Okay, so
here come the A's. Maybe a K out or so.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where the trademark dumb stuff starts happening.
Gotta love the dumb stuff. It doesn't look too bad so far, but I say that and somebody's going along at 5.5 watts per kilogram, I guess.
For them, it doesn't sound that bad.
Okay, there we go. Finally back to the lead group here. In the C's, and there, I found Richard Phipps, and yeah, we'll stay with Richard.
Yeah, it looks like the A's mostly kept it together and are just going to go to the line for the sprint.
Yeah. So the Bs are definitely a reduced group at this point. Looks like we're down to about 14. The Ds are still that same group of 5.
It does look like Alan actually got rolling again, uh, and is oh Stewart
Oops.
actually coming through for that.
So he came.
Uh,
Yeah, he came through. He did come across the line first. It looks like that's third for time though.
got it. Um, so I was saying Alan is actually just is still a couple K ahead of the A group. So it is
Yeah.
possible that he will have them to try and ride with on the return.
Yeah, if he wants to give that a shot, I guess a bit of a surprise. It looks like the A group was faster than the B group on that flats reverse segment.
Were they?
They were
What was the time?
9:43.
Okay, so pretty similar.
Very similar, but just a tiny bit faster. And that's probably purely due to that one guy who did that last kilometer or two at 5.5 watts per kilogram. So it looks like the C league group has caught up to the D group, and I think that all 5 of them have caught in and are just sitting in the group here. So this is going to make things a little interesting on the way back.
Yeah, if the C's don't push it too hard and drop them before that return, they've got a good chance at seeing, you know, who is who has the strongest legs remaining.
Yeah.
A's are coming up on the sprint.
Yeah. Looks. So Stewart he's trying to back off, but so is everybody else.
Going to zero
Yeah, gone
right
to
as it came
zero.
through.
Little too late though. You don't want to go off the back after the segment starts.
Nope.
Um, yeah, I definitely be trying to work my way up through the group here.
He's going now.
He's going now.
Yeah, that the timing on that did
It's
not work in his favor.
no, he messed that up a little. It's so hard when you're tired though. I get it. I
But
think
still should get about fifth.
he's probably got fifth-ish. Yeah. And we're seeing still about 2 kilometers back. So I guess at these speeds, that's 3 minutes ish still between the C and B groups. So starting to look like that catch might not happen. This is a big, strong C group. So
Yeah, it does. They do still have a 3 minute gap according to
yeah,
Zwift Power, and then Allen still has a 2.5 minutes on the A's.
oh, that's no fun.
How would you play that? Would you just time trial through alone, or would you try and moderate things so that they catch you around the start of that?
I
Uh,
I would slow down and ride with the A's for sure. I might even stop, on the roundabout, to be honest, and wait for the A's. Were I Allen?
the A's did go a few seconds quicker than the B's lap one.
Yep.
And it's just a question of can you hang on
Yep.
for the 9 or so minutes, 10 minutes?
And he should be fresh
Yeah.
if he waits for the for a minute or so here at the other end of the desert. So
Yeah, just got a message from Nate. Damn heart rate way too high. Can't cope with two segments that close, and 80 degrees not helping.
fair enough.
That will happen.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like somebody's attacking in the bees.
Why?
I'm not sure. I am not sure. I'm not sure whether somebody mistook one of this. There was a lone sea rider out front, whether they thought that was somebody off the front of the bees or what. But yeah, there's a definite significant acceleration in the bees here. So the C and D group is approaching the
Yeah, Richard is actually putting in a big dig here. Potentially trying to punish people who are
yep.
dropping off the back. He was pushing at 4 watts a kilo.
So I don't know what his game is there. He might be trying to speed the group up a little bit and then tail gun this first segment of the group and see what happens, I guess.
Could backfire because if the group does slow down, he's just given a significant portion of that pack a nice gap.
Yeah, well he's just pushed once again. So if he pushes off the front now, especially if he's talked to some of his
Yeah,
buddies
here he
here.
goes. 4
Yeah.
watts a kilo again.
Yeah. It does look like most of that group has already come back together, though. It's strung out, but
We've lost a couple of those Ds, but there are at least two who are still with that pack.
yeah.
And it looks like
So
Ed
Ed's
is
off
one
the
of them.
back. No, Ed's off the
Okay.
back, and Paul Lutman's in the group, I think. Yeah. So Ed and Jay Law are together off the back of that C group. I'm still not quite sure exactly what's happened there with. I think. Yeah, I don't think that worked out for Richard there in trying that little speed up. I think anybody who was tail gutting off the back did get back on there. I guess there might be one rider, but I think that would be it. So Ali is definitely dropping off the back of the B group again. It worked to great effect lap one.
Oh,
Oh, what's going on here?
yeah, there's a group that has a couple of people have attacked off the front of the group,
Yep, Richard's
potentially
there.
up toward Richard or toward Alan. Or no, Alan's actually coming the other direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, Richard was
So it looks like Richard
hit up.
and Terry are in this small group. They do have a couple seconds from most of the group here.
If they are able to keep pushing, it's really strung out.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a group that's caught now. Oh, if they keep pushing, they're I think they've given up. I think they gave it up. This is a really interesting. I wasn't expecting this much tension, I guess. Oh, so Manalo noticed what Ali did. So the two of them are now 10 seconds off the group.
Ooh. And sprinting back on.
And sprinting back on.
It's more than it's like 20 seconds off.
Yes, they're 10 seconds 10 seconds back from Jones, I think, who was also tail gunning. Yeah, this
is really interesting.
This is huge. I guess these two guys are kind of, if they make it back, they're probably in line for 1 and 2, but they might not make it back.
If they don't, yeah.
If they don't, somebody else might come in, and that's a lot of places and a lot of points.
They are at least 15 seconds off of the main group.
Yes.
At this point, and that's after having already spent a minute at 5 watts a kilo.
This is yeah, so Ali looks like he's just trying to beat Manello. I don't know if he's got enough points saved up to do that yet.
I mean, they do have that other pair who are pulling a similar strategy up ahead of them.
Yep.
And if they're able to make contact there, the 4 of them may be able to push together. They have pulled it back to 11 seconds.
If I'd noticed this and was in that group, I would be messaging everybody we've got to go, guys. We can get rid of these two.
I mean, they're already back to 3.5 watts a kilo. They're not pushing the big numbers they started with.
Manelo's back up to 4.5. Oh, Ali's he's going to need a little surge here. He's losing these 3. If he doesn't, there he goes.
Down to 7.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it, but wow.
But they're going to be
blown. Well, but I mean, at this point, they're just sprinting against each other at the other end, right? Although they have to beat somebody, they have to beat some of these guys at the finish line again too. So, no, this is really impressive if these guys are going to be able to do much at the other end here. Now it does look like
they're starting to push.
No, down to 3 seconds. It looks this is going to work out for them. I thought they had messed that up.
With 20 seconds, yeah.
So Richard's spending way too much time on the front of the C group, by the way.
They're back.
And they're back. Wow.
And it took basically half of the segment.
Although they did lose, so Lloyd Jones, only one of the 2 guys they leapfrogged there was able to stick on.
Yep.
So yeah, L Jones, who's not our herd Jonesy, is was not able to take advantage there. I'm not seeing where Alan is. It doesn't
He's
look.
still he's still about 2 minutes up on the A group.
Yeah, yeah. So he didn't set up to wait for them. I think I definitely would
But
have.
there is a group of 4 that has split off ahead of Stewart's group.
Oh yes, so there is.
And I missed whether that was that. Well, this is actually they did just start, so it's
Yep.
possible that this group of 5 that is chasing is doing this for the time.
I believe they are.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah. So Magnum's in
Like
there,
Fish.
Fish
Yep.
and Stuart Lynn. So yeah, all the guys
No HSRL.
who know the scoring are back here. Ooh, little bit of a gap here. Stewart's going to need to push to get back on. There he goes. Well done. Yeah, I think these guys are going to catch as well, in all likelihood. Maybe it's going to be tough.
The C's are approaching the sprint. They still probably have about a kilometer, but there are still Lutman and BH6417
Yep.
were able to stick through with the C's.
Yeah, and I think so. Ed did well enough on the primes up to this point. I think that's. I'd say at this point, Paul Lutman's probably the favorite. He'll get probably no worse than second on this prime in the finish. So the bees are closing that now, but they're still not pushing super hard. I don't think even if they sit down quite a lot after this banner, I don't think that's going to happen. So big sprint from Richard among many others. And kind of got a bit of a lead group of 4 here with Terry, Dan Andrews, Richard, and Shakalaka.
So in the C group, we have a Boom and a Shakalaka.
We do, and it's B Shakalaka, so I'm not sure it isn't Boom Shakalaka. So anyway, that's great names for sure. Now the bees are starting to get close to the banner. Can see it in the distance. Allie's pretty attentive here. They're going past. The bees are going past Ed Whedon. I don't think he's no. He's not. He's not even attempting to stick onto that group.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a big. There's not really a point at this
No,
point in the
I
race.
don't think there's any D's close enough in front of him that he's going to catch even with these guys. The speed from this group. Okay, so Allie's back to the back of this group again. Starting to get close to time to wind this up.
And is just sitting right next to Manalo. I think they really are marking each other.
Very much so. he's sitting in the draft at Timmy time. So that's one of Manello's teammates. And there goes Manello. There goes Ali in his draft. Oh, and there goes Tristan over the top. I believe that is another dirt rider, or Mert, perhaps. So I think Ali got that segment as well with that last few meters. So the C's approaching the line. Looks like Richard he's kind of back from the top 10 there. He's going to cross the line in 11th. So good job. Okay, so it looks like Ali is pressing on. Probably the right move here. So there's a couple other riders that look to be pushing on with this the banner attack here. Manello is 2 seconds back, but pushing hard to try and get back on. Tristan from Dirt looks to be trying to push this group on, working to keep Manello back there, I think, for Ali. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep these two groups separate or not. 2 seconds gap. This is pretty significant.
Yeah, you don't want to give a 3-second gap at the beginning of the sprint, which is where Ali's going through right now.
He's got a 3-second lead and a teammate leading him out. This looks really good.
The front of his group, so.
Well, I mean, he's got to be. There's no elapsed time on this segment. It's all about where you finish.
Yep.
So yeah, no, he's got to be pulling that group. Yeah, so I
Looks
think
good for Ali to win this one.
Yeah, I think he's mostly looking to beat Manello. Maybe beat a couple of these guys. Looked like he finished about 5th there. That should be good enough, I think. So now looks like Ed Whedon is rolling around. I think looks like he doesn't have anybody close to him to say he's gonna finish in 4th.
So in the A's, we were suggesting that maybe that group in with Stuart and Mike was looking to catch up, gain some time on that leading group. They did not. They are still 20 seconds back.
Yeah, it does look like they're still rolling turns trying to get there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look like it's going to work out for them. So the riders that were winning the primes, so that's Magnum, Fish, and Stewart, are all in this group. So it will be interesting to see how that works out, scoring at the end, because there are only 4 riders in that lead group. So, and I don't think that they've actually increased their lead. I think this group might actually be fastest on this prime as well.
I don't think that they are.
No?
I think it was about 15 seconds at the beginning. So they went through at 9:26 or so, the first group.
That is quick. Yeah, and these guys are going to be slower than that, I think.
Yeah, 9:38.
9:38, yeah. 9:38, 9:39. So faster than lap one, but not quite as fast as the first few guys. So doesn't look like they're going to make that. They're going to make that catch. Okay, let me just.
One of them has just commented, well, that didn't exactly work.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, I'm having trouble changing my views here, so I think we might just. Oh, no, there we go. So we've got Stewart in this group with, I guess, whatever it is, 5th to 9th, I think.
Yeah.
2 ATP riders, 1 dirt. We'll see how this comes in. Stewart is leading them out right now. Looks like Alan Bray is. He looks to be sprinting to the line, I guess just for pride at 6 watts a kilogram. Okay, there go the 2 ATP guys. Mike Fish has a draft truck and piles of watts. Everybody's going. Stewart's pushing. My prediction here is 8th.
Yeah, looks like that'll be it.
Yeah. There we go. So good job to Stewart, Ed, Alan, Nate, Richard. Yeah, all our racers. Glad to see everybody. And yeah. And thanks, Sean. That was fun.
We'll see you next week.